Everybody can just lie back, as I said, one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. Just start to notice your breath. And don't fuss over your breath. Just feel the air going in. Remember, the air is prana, it's energy, and that's what we want to move through our body. And just arrive on your mat. Maybe you're rushing home or rushing around, so it's always nice to just take a moment to just calm your breath. And people are arriving a little late today, so we'll wait a couple more minutes. So you have plenty of time to just lie back and chill. Notice maybe what feels a little sticky or uncomfortable today. And maybe we'll figure out if it's psychological or physical or both. Sometimes we think something's not moving the way we want, and we realize it's not so much our bodies, it's our minds. Hey, Hannah. And hello, everybody who's going to be watching this on video. It seems like a lot of people. Diana, Grant, who's in dental school in Ireland, Sandra and her team out in BC, Barnaz, I think your friend back home, Nargis. We're getting quite the crew. We're going to have to call it Farnaz's crew soon. They're all your friends, Farney. So we'll just take another minute or two to get ourselves settled. And I shall be quiet and let you guys just arrive on your mat and breathe. Yeah. Okay, I think we're about ready to start. Can you hear me now, Farnas? Yep, good. All right, just give me 1 second. So I want you to just lie on your backs right now and plant your soles of your feet into the mat. And reach down so your shoulders come down and away from your ears, and reach to touch your heels. You won't quite get there. And I want you to be prepared for bridge pose. We're just going to do a very easy kind of bridge pose just to get our bodies warmed up, just as we did last week. So I want you to plant your hands into the mat. Maybe you can grab the sides of the mat if you find that a little easier to help the shoulder position. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, I want you to draw the belly button into the spine as you lift the hips up into the sky. Beautiful. Engage the glutes, press into the mat to give you a little more lift. And then I want you to lift the right leg up into the air just to about 90 degrees. And then we'll just do a gentle toe tap. Bring the right leg back up. Exhale, bring the right leg back down, toe tap. You can come up onto your toes if you like, if you're really fancy. Put the right foot down, inhaling, left foot floats up. Toe taps on the ground, really engage the glutes. Make sure you're lifting those hips, they're not sinking. Back down, inhaling, exhale one more time up with the left foot. And exhaling back down, planting the feet, slowly exhaling as you tip your pelvis towards you and the belly button draws to your spine and you come down. And just take your knees and just move them side to side. And when you're ready, come up to a nice seated position. You can cross whichever leg is more comfortable in front of the other, it doesn't matter. I want you to take your right hand and place it on your left knee. I want you to extend your left hand with the palm facing the sky. Take an inhale here, grow tall out of the hips. If you want to sit on the rolled blanket or a rolled mat so you can keep your spine straight, by all means, take an inhale here. Exhale, come up and over and really reach. Let the left glute be heavy. Imagine again, there's a little something sharp and pointy on that right side, so we're coming up and over out of our hips. Our left glute is heavy. We take an inhale here, a modified gate pose, Parigasana, pressing our hand into our knee or knee into our hand for traction. We turn our palm now to the sky and like we're moving through thick air. We inhale back up, pressing like we're pressing a weight down to the mat. Beautiful. We now take our left hand to our right knee. We do the same thing. Our right hand extends, palm to the sky. We're pressing into the knee. The hand and the knee are pressing into each other. We take an inhale here. Exhale, we come up and over our spiky little animal friend on the left side. Really feeling the breath coming into the right side of the body. The right glute is heavy. Really reach with those fingers. Feel that nice stretch. Keep the neck long. Don't tip the head back too far. Inhaling, turning the palm to the sky. Exhaling, pushing that thick air away. As we come back down, we now bring our hands to our knees. Open up the neck a little bit. We're going to turn, use your breath. Look down at your right shoulder, your right knee, sweep across. Left knee, left shoulder. Roll the head back. Now to the left shoulder, the left knee, sweeping across to the right knee, the right shoulder. Hear all the little cracks and crinkles coming out. Back up top. Take an inhale here, exhaling, drop the head. Inhaling, lift the chest, come out of your hips. Exhaling, drop the head again. Feel that length in the back of the neck. Inhaling, up one more time, really pressing the hands into the knees into the hands. Exhaling back down, beautiful. Take an inhale, lift the arms up, and then take the right arm under the left arm. Maybe the palms touch or just the back of the hands for lotus arms. Take an inhale, grow tall. Lift the arms up. Exhale, feel the shoulders come down and away. And we'll just take a couple breaths in, a couple breaths out. Just feel the shoulders melt away. Feel the back start to open. Take an inhale here and reverse. Left arm under right. Again, palms or just back of the hands touching, yogi's choice, whatever's comfortable. Inhaling, lifting the arms. Exhaling, feeling the shoulders come down and away. Take another breath in here. Another breath out. One more inhale. One more breath out. Beautiful. Release the arms, give them a shake. Come over into a tabletop position. Shoulders over hands, and I want your hands such that your fingertips are touching, facing inward. And just take a couple of rolls in every direction. Feel the stretch in your forearms. So go a little forward in front of your hands, behind your hands. Really open those wrists and those forearms up. And then we're going to turn our palms, fingertips facing knee, shoulders over hands. And I want you to just pay a little attention here. Remember, when we do our cow, it's like we're trying to squish the mat in between our hands and our knees. Our hands and knees are magnetized toward each other. Point the toes, and then on our cat, we're going to untuck our toes, and it's almost like we're trying to push the mat away, stretching it between our hands and knees. Come to a proper tabletop, and we'll start together. Inhaling, chest lifts, keep the neck long for cow. Exhaling, really pushing your hands and your knees such that you're stretching the mat in between, tops of the feet into the ground, belly button to the spine. Inhaling, point the feet, chest lifts, send your gaze towards the horizon. Exhaling, top of the feet into the mat, really pressing with your hands and knees, drawing the belly button to the spine. Inhaling for cow. Exhaling for cat. Inhaling to a neutral spine as you walk your palms, one hand forward, pointing the toes into the mat, and on the exhale, keeping the knees bent, we lift the hips to the sky for downward dog. Really reach the hands away from the shoulders. Feel the shoulders come away. Feel the thighs come up into the hip sockets. It's almost like the front and back of your thighs are coming together. Feel the crease of your elbows, that line of the elbows pointing forward while the points of your elbows point towards you. Remember to breathe, use your breath. Always remember, this is a practice, not a performance. Walk your dog out, bend one knee, then the other. Sway your hips a little, whatever your body is calling out for right now. Take an inhale here, and on the exhale, drop the heels to the right as the toes point to the left. Keep the hips square to the mat. Feel the breath come into the left side of the body. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, the heels drop to the left. Again, square the hips off. Feel the stretch on the right side of the body. Inhale, back to center, and slowly and mindfully, slowly like you're walking through thick air, walk your hands and feet closer together and hang, head releases. Bring your hands to your hips, and on the inhale, slowly and mindfully round the back like a cat so your head's dripping off your shoulders and comes up last. Beautiful. Give it a shake out. Feet hip width apart. Remember, T-bone one foot into the other. Turn. And we'll start with some easy sun salutations. Inhaling, circle the arms around, palms meet. Lift your gaze, lift your chest. Exhaling, dive. Head releases, knees soft. Inhaling, halfway lift, hands come up the shins, neck is long. Exhaling, fingertips to the mat as you step the right foot back, low lunge. Hands plant to the mat, left foot steps back for downward dog. Again, give it a little pedal out, really press the palms into the mat, feel the shoulders come down and away. Lifting the kneecaps, feeling that lower back open. If it's rounding, bend the knees a little more. Inhale forward to plank, elbows tight. Come to your knees or fight the fall, yogi's choice, all the way down. Untuck the toes, fingertips wide and slightly forward of your shoulders. Take an inhale and an exhale here. Now taking another inhale, rounding the back like a cat. The head is last. You come up in a wave. We're looking for length, not height. Engage the glutes. Exhaling, coming down, point the toes, come back through your knees or firm the thighs. Inhale up to plank and exhale back to downward dog. Inhaling, lifting the right leg for three-legged dog. Exhaling forward, low lunge, lift the chest. Use your hand on your ankle to bring it forward if you need it. Exhale, left foot comes forward to meet the right. Hang, head releases. Inhaling, circle the arms around and up. Palms meet, lift your gaze. Exhaling, diving again right away. Head releases, knees soft. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, plant the fingertips, step the left foot back. Low lunge. planting the hands. Exhale, right foot steps back to meet the left for downward dog. Take a minute here. Inhale forward to plank, elbows tight to the chest, fight the fall or come to your knees all the way down. Untuck the toes, palms forward and wide of your shoulders. Take an inhale here, low cobra. Lift the chest, engage the glutes. You should feel this in your lower back, Bhujangasana. Exhale, come back down, point the toes, firm the thighs, come back through tabletop or plank to downward dog. Yogi's choice, lots of variations. Inhaling, lifting the left foot. Exhaling, stepping it forward, low lunge. Engage the fingertips into the mat. Exhale, right foot steps forward. Hang, head releases. Inhale, circle the arms around, palms meet. Lift your gaze, lift your chest. Exhale, palms come down through heart center. Release the hands, Tadasana, mountain pose. Let your eyes fall closed for a moment. Put the pressure in your right foot, your left foot. Come back to center. Feel your body equalize. We're going to do a nice little flow here. A lot of postures, very long flow, once per side. Stay with me, lots of variations. Balasana, child's pose, always there when you need it. Inhaling, circle the arms around, lift your gaze, lift your chest, palms meet. Exhaling, fold, head releases, really soft. Sweeping the hands from back to front, bending the knees generously. We come like we're sitting into a chair, Utkatasana, fierce pose. Keeping the knees bent, take an inhale and step the left foot back, ground the heel, toes point forward. Feet are like on two tracks, like you're cross-country skiing. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Square the chest and the hips towards me. Notice your knee, that it's not tracking towards the middle. Really lift the arms, but drop the shoulders, zipping up the lower belly. Beautiful. Take an inhale here, and on the exhale, return into Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Really extend the arms. You might have to take that front foot out a little to the right, and maybe point your toes a little more to the left. Notice it's like you're surfing. You want your head and your shoulders and your hips to be all stacked over one another. Take a little more bend in the knee. Beautiful. Take an inhale, straighten the front leg. Take the front hand, either the back of the hand to the inside of the knee, the shin, or a block on the outside, as your left arm floats up for Trikonasana, triangle pose. Take an inhale here, and on the exhale, open the chest and hips towards the left side wall, like you're between two plates of glass. Open the front onto the back. Again, it's not how far down your hand reaches. You want your front and back side body long and wrinkle-free. Take an inhale as you windmill the arms back up to Warrior 2. Front knee bends. Reverse your warrior. Feel the fingertips of the left hand slide down the back leg as the front palm turns to the ceiling and the arm comes up and over. Viparita Virabhadrasana, peaceful warrior. Take a couple breaths here. Take your time. Really engage the pinky toe side of your feet. Feel the back arch lift. Engage the lower abs. Don't let the glutes start to poke out behind you. Keeping the front knee bend, inhaling back to Warrior 2 as you reach with the front hand, forearm to thigh, back arm sweeps down and around, bicep frames the ear, palm faces the ground, side angle pose. Really press into your thigh to lift your upper body and keep the knee pointing to the right so it's straight ahead. Take a couple breaths here. You can alternatively take your hand to a block on the outside of the floor. Really breathe, really open the chest and hips to the left side wall. Take an inhale, look down, and bring your hands to your hips. Steady yourself. Hop the left foot a little closer to the right as we straighten the right leg. Many variations for pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. Hands at heart center, palms pressing, thumb to chest, chest to thumb. Or for fancy yogis, prayer position with the palms behind your back. Or just hands to your hips. Take an inhale, grow tall. Exhale, fold, head releases. Stagger your stance for balance and just let your head hang. Keep the chest a little bit lifted. Slight bend in that front knee. Breathe here, breathe into the back body, the hamstrings, the lower back. For one more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale, come all the way back up. Release the hands if they're in some sort of bind behind your back. And step forward and shake it out. That was a lot of work, so I hope everybody's getting a little warmed up there. Again, we're going to have a generous bend in our knees as we sweep our hands from back to front, sitting down like we're in a chair, fierce pose, reaching the fingertips for the sky as the shoulders come down and away. We're feeling length from our fingertips to our feet. Keeping the knees bent, step the right foot back. Watching that front knee, really reach the upper body so it's almost coming like it's arching up and over a beach ball behind you. Then that front knee, keep breathing, zipping up the lower belly. The fingertips reach high as the shoulders reach down. Take an inhale here. And on the exhale, we turn and open to Warrior Two. Again, you may have to move the front foot a little to the left and the toes a little more to the right. Really notice that you're not leaning too forward or back, that you're directly over your hips and you're sinking down like you're on a surfboard somewhere off, a beach in Hawaii. Take one more breath here, noticing that your tailbone is tipping in and down. As we take an inhale and we let the fingers of the back hand slide down the back leg, front palm turns to the sky. We flip up and over. Peaceful Warrior, Viparita Virabhadrasana. Gonna mix it up a little on this side. Inhaling back up to Warrior Two, straightening the front leg, hand comes to the shin, the inside of the knee or a block on the outside. Our right arm floats up to the sky. For Trikonasana, triangle pose on the other side. Take an inhale here. On the exhale, open the chest and hips towards the right side wall. Your front lies over your back is your wall. Again, don't reach too far down your leg. Keep the front side body long. Now you don't know what's coming next, which is good. I like to play with your mind just a little bit. Take an inhale here. And come back up to Warrior Two. Bending that front knee. Reaching with the left hand, forearm to thigh. Sweeping the back arm down and around. Bicep frames the ear. Utthita Parsvottanasana, side angle pose. Take an inhale and an exhale, pressing into the front thigh to lift the upper body and make sure your forearm helps guide your knee to the left. Alternatively, you can always put the palm of your hand to the small of your back, yogi's choice, or your left hand can reach to a block or the floor outside the left foot. Take one more inhale here. And on the exhale, looking down, fingertips on the mat as you hop the right foot forward for like a short Warrior One stance. Hands come to the hips, inhaling up, front leg is straight. Again, yogi's choice, palms at heart center or behind the back or just on your hips. Take an inhale, grow nice and tall. Exhale, fold. You might have to make your stance wider so you don't wobble. If you wobble, great. Looking for balance is work just as much as finding it. Really lift and reach the chest forward as you fold, feeling the stretch in the hamstrings and the back of the left leg. Take another inhale here and another breath out. Inhaling, slowly come back up. Release the hands to the hips or just to the side. And step the right foot forward and shake it out. I don't know about all of you, but I am definitely starting to sweat. So we're definitely getting some work done. Now for a cool little balance sequence. Put your foot down whenever you need it. Grab the countertop. Again, it's not about the height of the back leg or how high up your foot comes up the leg. Again, this is a balance. Everything's a balance. So whatever variation calls out to you, great. And let your ego off the mat. If you fall, you wobble, you want to go for it, go for it. Feet hip width apart, give it a shake out. Kickstand the left foot against the right leg as we slide the foot up the calf, or maybe we bring it to the fleshy part of the thigh, avoiding the knee. Hands at heart center, really zipping up the lower belly, tipping the tailbone down and in. We climb into our center, sending our gaze forward at something that's not moving. Keeping that knee open to the side. If it's tracking to the front, your leg's up too far. Take an inhale here, really pressing the hands into the chest into the hands. If you wobble and fall, come back up. All good. Take one more breath here. Again, you can put your foot down. There's no rules. Yoga doesn't mind. Inhaling, knee to the front. Really stabilize yourself on that right front foot, putting all your weight with a slight bend in the knee as we start to press that left foot like we're trying to stand on the back wall. Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3, keep the chest lifted. Keep that top hip down, facing the mat. Maybe your back foot is on the ground already and you're just practicing lifting. Whatever you can do. If there's wobbles, great, come back up. Take another inhale here, and on the exhale, slowly bend that front knee and step back to a high lunge. If you're on the ground, give yourself a second and come back up. Just breathe here. Take a second in this high lunge, really lifting the arms, letting the shoulders come down. Lots of challenges today, trying to mess with your mind a little bit. Now we are going to turn our feet to the left side wall as we turn our toes out and our heels in preparation for goddess pose. Bring your hands to goalpost arms or cactus arms, thumbs to fingers, fingers to thumbs, Yan Mudra or knowledge bind. Take an inhale, grow tall. Exhale, drop right down. If your glutes are sticking out, you've gone too far. Draw that tailbone down and in. Knees pointing outwards. Breathe, engage the outer thigh and part of your foot so you feel your arches almost lifting. You're engaging the floor so much. Take an inhale, coming back up, hands to hips, and step to the front of the mat. Woo. If you weren't muted, I'm sure I would hear some yelling right now, but that's good. We're challenging each other. And I fall, everybody falls. Right side, I'm sure, a little different than your left. Kickstanding your right foot now, engaging your left leg. Remember, the foot presses into the leg presses into the foot. Inhaling up to the calf, or maybe all the way up to the thigh. Engaging the hands together, pressing against the chest pressing against the hands. Send your drishti, your gaze forward, not down. Maybe your hands lift out to the side. Breathe, really zipping up that lower belly. Climb into the center. Feel the tailbone tip down and in. Your one solid unit. Inhale forward. Gain your balance. Put your foot down if you need to. Really pressing the hands in against the chest as you start to press that right foot back to stand on the back wall. Keeping the hips square to the mat. Really keeping the chest lifted, pressing hands into chest into hands. Send your gaze forward, not down. Beautiful, everybody. One more breath in here. One more breath out. As we slowly and mindfully step back, touch down, and lift into high lunge. Take a moment here. If you bobbled a little bit, get your footing. Catch up. Reaching for the fingertips, shoulders come down and away for the ears. As we take an inhale and turn our feet to the right side wall, toes pointing out, heels pointing in. Yan Mudra, thumbs to fingers, our knowledge bind. Cactus arms, we inhale and grow tall out of our hips. We exhale and sink. Again, tuck that tailbone down and in. Take a nice inhale here. Nice exhale, drop a little deeper. One more breath in. One more breath out. Really engage the outer thighs. Inhaling, hands to the hips. Straighten the legs and step to the front of the mat and give it a shake out. Lots. Just stand still for a second. Let your eyes fall closed. Take a really big inhale here and open your mouth, flutter your lips, and a noisy exhale. That was a lot of work. Do it one more time. Inhaling, fill your lungs. Exhaling. Beautiful. While we're standing here, I want you to interlace your fingers behind your back, reaching your shoulders down and away, keeping a generous bend in your knees. Take an inhale, grow tall. Exhale, fold and hinge. Head releases, arms float wherever they float. Yoga doesn't mind, neither should you. Take a couple breaths here. Let whatever happened today that was a bit annoying fall out of your head. Gone completely. Just let all the good air come in. Inhaling, slowly coming up, rounding the back, head is last. Interlacing our hands the other way with the opposite thumb, the weird feeling thumb on top. Take another inhaling here, elbows and knees bent, exhaling, fold. Head releases. Just let the lower back enjoy this forward fold. Let the head release. Don't look up. Just close your eyes for a second if you can. Sway a little bit. And then releasing the hands to the hips, slowly rounding the back like a cat. Your head is dead last. You're moving through something thicker than air. Inhaling, come up. Give it a shake out. And come join me on your mats, either on your blanket or folding forward. Your mat to cushion your knees. Keep them not quite hip width apart. Inhaling your arms to bird arms for balance. Zipping up that lower belly, really engaging those abs as you step your left foot forward in front of your knee, untucking your back foot. Take a look. Where's your back leg? Is it off to one side or is your foot directly behind your knee? Extending the left arm forward, the right arm to the sky, shoulders coming down and away, chin gently tucked, palms open toward me in the sky. Take an inhale, grow nice and tall out of your hips. Exhale, hinge. Feel that beautiful stretch in the right inner hip. Notice that if you point your glutes to the back of the room, you don't feel it. But when you tuck that tailbone down and forward, you start to feel that really nice stretch. Open those hands to the sky and towards me, letting the shoulders come away. Maybe you can close your eyes, check your balance. Magnetize the front heel to the back knee. For one more breath in, one more breath out. As we bend our elbows, extend our arms, you can either walk or really engaging those abs, bring your knee to the mat and shake it out. No rest. Inhaling back up, bird arms for balance. Stepping our right foot forward. Again, watch your back foot. Making sure that your foot is in front of your knee, extending the right arm forward, the left arm to the sky. Open the palms to me and the ceiling. Take an inhale, grow tall. Exhale, hinge. Again, notice that tailbone pointing down and in so you feel that nice stretch on the left inner hip. Send your air, your breath, your prawn, your energy into that hip. Tuck the chin gently to the chest. We're always having a tendency to sort of cock our heads back. Keep the neck long, the back of the head lines up with the back of the sacrum. Let your breath slow a little here. Take a nice inhale here. Nice exhale. And on the next inhale, slowly bend at the elbows, extend the arms, and again, walk or just step your knee back to the mat and shake it out. Uncurl your mat as we make our way to the floor for some seated postures. Again, you may wish to roll up the mat or sit on a blanket. Notice that you want your spine tall. You don't want your lower back bulging and rolling out. So rolling the mat is always a good idea. So you can sit on the front edge of either a towel, a blanket, or a mat. So I've rolled my mat. I'm just sitting on the front edge. Extend your legs, give them a shake out. And then we're going to take the right leg behind us, almost at a 90-degree angle. The left leg folds, but the shin is never parallel to the front of the mat. It's always a little closer towards you, flexing that front foot. And we're going to do this a little differently. It's a pigeon pose, but I saw a cool variation that helps keep your body balanced. If you notice that you're having trouble with your hips in this position, you can tuck a blanket or roll up your mat more under your right glute. Take an inhale and grow tall, and exhaling, putting your left palm out to the side with your arm bent as you extend the right arm forward. And notice how that affects the stretch in the left glute, because you're pressing that right palm into the mat, or maybe to a block, or maybe you're just sitting up a little bit. There's no rules. As you exhale and release your head, pressing both palms into the mat to keep the hips square, you might notice, as I do, you feel that stretch in the left glute a whole lot more. Really pressing your palms into the mat. Beautiful. For one more breath in here. One more breath out. Inhale, slowly come back up as we extend our right leg forward, keeping a bend in the knee, flexing the front foot. Again, it's always nice to be sitting up on a blanket or a rolled up mat. The sole of the left foot is contacting the fleshy part of the right leg. Again, advanced yogis, maybe you want to reach for your foot, making sure your hips are not lifting off the mat. For everyone else, it's always nice to just put your hands on either side of your calf, and it's a pulling direction. So your hands are pressing in and pulling back on the legs. So take an inhale, grow tall. Exhale, fold, head to knee. Notice that your belly is sitting up and over nicely on your right thigh. Really pressing into the side of the leg as you pull back, and you'll notice that your upper body lengthens and you can keep your chest lifted. Maybe you touch your foot and reach for it, keeping a bend in the front knee. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, just twist a little more to the right and fold over that right leg for Janu Sirsasana. One more breath in here. One more breath out. Inhaling, hands to the mat, slowly rounding the back. Mindfully come up, open your ears, listen carefully. Step the left sole of your foot over the right leg. If it's available, tuck the right leg behind you. Inhaling the right arm up. Exhaling, wrapping it around the leg as the left fingers come behind you, tented on the ground to give lift to the spine. We take an inhale here, and we exhale, twist, making sure both our sits bones are engaged in the mat. Take an inhale, grow tall here. Exhale, twist, shoulders coming away from the ears. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Half Lord of the Fishes. It's always the most curious name for me in yoga for some reason. Inhaling, growing tall, pressing your fingertips of the left hand into the floor. Spine is long. Exhale, twist. Inhaling back to center, extend the legs out, give them a shake, tucking our left leg behind us, folding at the knee of our right leg, making sure that shin is not 90 degrees to the front of the mat, flexing gently that front foot. Again, you may want to put some form of a blanket or a block or something under that left hip if you need it for lift. Take an inhaling, growing tall. The right palm is now on the floor beside you as we slide our left palm forward. Head releases. How far forward? Doesn't matter. Just pressing those palms into the mat to square the hips so you can feel that nice stretch in the right piriformis, the right glute muscle there. Just let your head release. Notice your breath. Maybe it's starting to slow. Take another breath in here. Another breath out. And slowly pressing your hands into the mat, walk up. Bring your left leg out in front. The sole of your right foot is now pressed into the fleshy part of the left leg, keeping a little bend in that left leg, flexing the left foot. Again, hands come either to the thigh, the knee, the calf, really pressing into the side as the shoulders come down on the way. We take an inhale and we lift, and we exhale, fold, head releases. Really press into the side of the leg and almost like you're trying to drag the skin of your leg towards you, and you'll feel your upper body lengthen and your chest lifts. Yogi's choice, reach for your foot, but don't let your hips lift off the ground, and let your head go, let your neck release. Take another breath in here, another breath out, as we slowly press our hands into the mat, walking ourselves back up, rounding the back, and our head comes up last. Again, pay attention, taking the sole of the right foot and stepping over the left leg. If it's available, tuck that left leg behind you. Inhaling the arm up, exhaling, wrapping it around that knee as the fingertips of the right hand, are now behind you, pressing into the floor. Bend the elbow if you need it. Inhaling, growing tall here. Exhale, twist. Send your gaze to the back of the room, making sure both your sits bones are engaged into the mat. Inhale, pressing into the floor, grow tall. Exhale, twist. One more. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, twist. Inhaling back to center, uncross your legs. Give them a shake out. You can unroll your mat just for a second if you like, because I want you to lie back and just bring your knees into your chest. Do some circles where the small of your back is engaged into the mat. You feel that little gap above your sacrum between the back and the mat, a little curve to the back there, and just rotate your knees one direction then the other. Extending the right leg, hand on the left knee, left arm out to the side. We take an inhale here and we exhale. We let that right leg fall to the right side. You can swing that left arm up at about a 45-degree angle with the palm facing the sky. You'll feel a bit of a chest stretch here. Just take an inhale here, exhaling, just resting your hand on your left knee. Inhaling back to center. Again, bring your knees into your chest. Maybe lift your head, try and touch your head to your knees. As we now extend the left leg, hand on the right knee, take an inhale here, and on the exhale, we let that knee fall to the left side. Right arm's extended out, palm to the sky. Again, maybe sweeping it up at a bit of an angle, closer to our heads, to feel a stretch in the chest. Left hand gently on our right knee. Inhaling back to center, extending the legs out, give them a shake, and just slowly make your way back up to a seated position. Again, you might want to sit on your blanket or roll up the mat so you're sitting on the front edge for one final stretch, Upavishta Konasana. Extend the legs out as much as you comfortably can. The goal is to keep the knees and the toes pointing upward, not rolling in or rolling out. You may have to put a little bend in, whatever you need. We're going to take the left palm and rest it gently on the right thigh as we extend the right hand, palm facing the sky. Take an inhale here and exhale and just gently fold off to the left, making sure that right sits bone is engaged into the mat. Just enjoy that stretch on the right side of the body. Maybe flex the front feet just a bit, making sure the toes and the knees are facing up, almost like the thighs are corkscrewing outward to keep the legs nice and straight. Turn the palm to the sky, take an inhale here and exhale, push that heavy air away as we now sweep that right palm to our left thigh and extend our left arm out to the side, palm facing the sky. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, come up and over. Left sits bone heavy into the mat. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, just turn and make sure that chest is facing toward me. And on the next inhale, turn the palm to the sky. And on the exhale, mindfully push that thick air out of the way as we bring our hands now to front of the mat, maybe to a block or not. And this is not a deep fold. We're just going to inhale, grow tall here, and exhale. Just fold forward, whatever your body will allow, making sure your knees are not turning in. If they are, give a bend to the knees. And just enjoy that nice stretch in your lower back. Let your head hang. Let your gaze be heavy. Take another breath in here, and another breath out. And as we inhale, we slowly walk our hands toward us, rounding the back. The head comes up last. And we cross our legs, however is comfortable. You might want to prop yourself up against a wall at this point, sitting on a block, either the front of your block or the front of a folded up mat or blanket. So we're going to do another variation on breathing, something that I like to do just so it gives you tools in the toolbox. So if it's during the day or you're in the car and you don't want to be putting your hand all over your face and you want to just do a nice little variation of a breath work, you're going to take our palm, right palm to our chest, left palm to our belly. We're going to inhale, grow really tall. We're going to close our eyes, and if you prefer not to, just let your gaze be heavy and stare down the tip of your nose. Inhaling, growing tall. Exhaling. Feel the air as it moves through your body. Inhaling from the nose to the throat, to the chest, to the belly. Exhaling from the belly to the chest, to the throat, to the nose. Staying tall, chest lifted, collarbones wide. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3. Hold. Feeling the belly full as we exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5. Keeping that hand on the chest and the other on the belly, feeling the air move. Inhaling, nose, throat, chest, belly. Exhaling slowly, chest, throat, nose. Inhaling, nose, throat, chest, belly. Exhaling, belly, chest, throat, nose. One more on your own. Breathe in. Picture the air moving through your body. Exhaling slower than your inhale. As we release our palms to our knees. Or you may want to lie back in this position with your hand on your chest and one on your belly, or perch up against the wall. Fingers and thumbs touching. Our knowledge bind, Yan Mudra. Our palms grounded in our knees. So often we turn to our yoga mat or meditation looking for a change, looking for growth, mental, physical, spiritual. But a lot of that growth occurs outside of meditation and off the mat. As we let our gaze be heavy, or we close our eyes, or we just stare down the tip of our nose, we turn our focus away from our five senses, inward, to a single focus, inside. Think about just one thing that you're grateful for today. Maybe it's as simple as basic as you're able to breathe fully, walk, work, enjoy a cup of coffee. Something simple, doesn't have to be complex. And be grateful for this time on the mat and in meditation. And be grateful for the fact that growth will occur off the mat and outside of this meditation. The next time you're challenged by fear, anxiety, sadness, before you react the way you may normally react, remember you have a choice. That mindfulness where we don't let our mind and our body disconnect, where we use our breath to bring calm to our bodies, see the situation for what it is, recognize we will get beyond it, and that we don't always have to react the way we normally do. And we're not perfect, and it may not happen every time. But when you catch yourself behaving a little differently than you normally would, that's the work that you put in on the mat and in meditation coming to fruition. Where you're able to breathe and not let an emotion or feeling take over you. Never ignoring or judging an emotion or yourself for having it, but just taking that moment to inhale, exhale for a few beats longer than your inhale, and gain some distance and perspective with that feeling. Call it out, name it, notice it, but realize you are in control of it. It is not in control of you. That ability is within you. That focus, that use of the breath that you practice on your mat and in meditation, these tools suddenly come into play when you're challenged. Notice the ease with which your breath moves through your body. If you feel a little uneasy, give it a shake out. Take a nice long inhale and exhale all that air through your mouth. Inhaling what is good And exhaling what you just don't need right now. Slowly and mindfully bring your hands together at heart center, rub them vigorously, create some heat, and cover your eyes. Every week you may perceive and notice something a little different. Remember that as we let our hands come down the side of our head, our shoulders, we bring our palms together, raising our thumbs to our third eye, and thank yourself for taking the time to look after yourself. And again, remember, everything you need or want, you already have inside you. All those tools and abilities are there. And thank you for letting me look after you as together we bow our heads and we say namaste. Everybody still alive?
Yeah, that was great. Thank you.
I put you through your paces today, but you know what? Just like, you got to push yourself a little bit. That's how we grow, and that's how we get a little stronger, and that's how we improve our balance. Especially as we get older, we want that balance to be there and that strength to be there. And again, if you have to go to a child's pose in the middle, or put a foot down or a hand down or wobble, hey, that's why I do my yoga in between a countertop and a table. I got to be able to grab onto something every now and again. Anyways, thank you very much, everybody. I hope you have a great night, and we see you again next week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Good
Bye.
night.
Good night, everyone. Bye.
Bye.